is going to come from decrees. It's going to be implemented by decrees or executive orders. You should write this down now. Because when it begins to happen, it's going to come. I wrote it down in my hand middle here. Okay, you know, when you're in war, you have to write in your hand. You know, it's going to come from executive orders and decrees. It's going to begin the implementation because you got to begin it right now. Then it's going to come from electronics. Now, all those folks who say, no, I'm not going to give up my gun. Just a little money for each gun. Come on. Most of them going to let it go. Plus, they're going to give them a digital gun. And say, okay, I'll take your manual gun, I'll give you a digital gun. When they have a digital gun, they can lock it down in the time. You're not listening. You're not listening. Glory to God. Then the next stage will be by referendums. Now remember that man in Egypt when he declared that anything he decreed, nothing can change it, no law can change it, no government can change it, nobody can change it, remember? And have uproar and unrest and riots, and you thought it could never happen. Come on, but he just put a referendum. He just had a referendum, and he said, okay, you can be a dictator. And now he's a dictator. Referendum. So executive orders, electronics, referendums. Now, but there's going to be a large amount of folks who will still resist. Now, they cannot use the U.S. Army to enforce it because a lot of the vets, a lot of those, they're the ones with the guns. They're the ones saying, no, we ain't going to bow. See what they're going to do next. It's going to be enforced by foreign forces. Listen, you don't make sense you fight. Listen, you don't make sense you fight it. Revelation always look feeble and like nothing. Always look that way. Always sound that way. But it's coming. I said, God, how come? Come on, America. You see, America is the last bastion against the New World Order because America is godly. You know that folks, not godly, but generally, compared to the rest of the world, America is very godly. So America is the last bastion and said, we ain't going to give up our guns. We ain't going to be totally under the government. We have nothing to resist. And I said, God, how come? In Venezuela, they just voted in a president who is sick unto death. Am I right? That should tell you how people's minds are. Are you with me, somebody? They just had a man come from Europe and, oh my God, Lord, and brought him to America when there's so many more qualified than him. Has the second to last rating. Why does that happen? He doesn't care because you're not looking for rating. He has an agenda. And remember that the revived Roman Empire comes from Europe. Just in the last election, you had a man who had mental challenges. He was having mental challenge, receiving treatment and therapy. He didn't have the ability to even advertise and publish, what they call it again when they promote themselves for the election. Campaign, nothing. He was having treatment and they still vote for him. And shortly after he won, he resigned. That's the condition of men. Isaiah 5:20, evil good and good evil, bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, light for darkness and darkness for, that's the condition of man. It's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Get ready for persecution. Because the child of God came bow to the system. Come on, son. To the one world order.